Hi again, and now I would like to talk about opposite side castling. We have opposite side castling when kings are on opposite sides of the board. Here we see that black's king is on the king side and white's king is on the queen side. And in this position it is very common to have a lot of attack against the king. One of the ways to do that is to attack with pieces, which is a very standard way. And another way is to launch what we call a pawn storm, which is to basically attack with pawns to open lines. The attacking principles are the same. We need to have more pieces in the attack than our opponent in order to have a successful attack. And also here it is quite important to be the one attacking first. This is a very important principle, so that's why I wanted to analyze opposite side castling separately. In this position it is black to play, and we see that black is much more developed. White still has a rook on h1, this knight on g1. And even here black has an extra pawn, so black is much better. But black actually finished the game pretty quickly. First he played the move b5, attacking the queen. Remember that forcing moves normally are very interesting, the first to analyze. And after taking on b5, one of the ideas will be to open the b file against the king, although here the bishop is controlling the b8 square. But here we have a more direct way of attacking, which is the move knight to d4. The point is that this knight cannot be taken because then rook to c1 would be checkmate. That's why white retreated with the queen, and after knight to c2, check, king to b1, black continued attacking, knight to b4, and actually white already resigned here because there's no way to defend the attack against the king. We see that black will have many pieces attacking. For example, if queen to b3, then we have knight to d2, which is a double check with the knight and the queen, and black will at least win the queen. If queen to e3, then black has the move knight to c3, and after king a1, then knight to c2 is checkmate, or after king c1, then queen to c2. So here everything is pretty clear. Black has many more pieces attacking than white has defending. Here we have another position. The position is very complicated, and as we see, white already launched some pawns against black's king, and ideally white would like to open lines. Even if white could remove this pawn, white would be very happy. And here white played the move knight to b3. And this move actually is really bad because white wants to be active, to be aggressive, because otherwise black will be aggressive. Possibly white feared that after h6, then black would close lines, because black doesn't want to be attacked on the h file. But this knight on d4 is actually quite centralized, it's doing very well, so maybe even a move like bishop to e3 first, trying to give some activity for this rook would be interesting. The position is very complicated, but the move knight to b3 really goes against the principles of opposite side castling, which is to attack first. Black can even take here on b3, but even the move knight takes c2 is very strong. So this move even loses material, because after taking on c2, then black would take. That's why white tried to complicate with knight takes, but here Kasparov was very precise. He first played the move knight to a3, and after king a2, which is a check, white cannot take this knight because the pawn is pinned. And after king a2, queen takes c5, white can take on a3, but then black will also take this knight. So we can see here that black is definitely the one attacking, and black won after a couple of moves. And last, I want to make a note which applies to opposite side castling, but also to attacking in general. Whenever we exchange queens, there might be attacking opportunities left. So it is important not to take it easy when it comes to attacking, because even without queens, there might be checkmating patterns. In this position, white played the move bishop d6 check. The position would have been pretty balanced after king to d7, but after the natural looking move king to c8, here white played the very strong rook takes c5. So white is given an exchange, but after c takes c5, knight b6, king to d8 is the only move. So remember that forcing moves, when they work, they are the best moves because we don't give options to our opponent. And after king d8, then rook to c1 and rook to c8 is going to be checkmate. So that's why here black resigned. So remember, in positions with opposite side castling, the same attacking principles apply, but it is also very important to be the one attacking first. Sometimes we can even give a lot of material for that.